SRW Podcast. We are back with episode 5. Wait, no, episode 6 on the channel. And today, my boys, we have the one and only NNSTay. Tay, how do you feel to be on the podcast?
It feels pretty good. I mean, I've been on 2 other podcasts, but not a lot of podcasts.
All right. Well, the first question we're going to pop off with something very interesting that we talked about a couple of days ago. And it is, why don't you believe in God?
I knew this was coming. I just don't. I mean, I'm not atheist. I know he's there. I know he's up there watching over me, and I respect him and shit. I just don't believe in him personally. Like, I don't prayer. I don't do anything related to God.
But you believe in him, right?
Yeah, I believe in him. I just don't prayer or do all the stuff that Christians or any other religion does for that respect God. I'm not an atheist. I know he's there. I just don't believe in him. I know he's there.
Yeah, you're basically just a free spirit.
Yeah. I know my soul might be going to heaven or hell depending on how my life is, what I do in my life.
Yeah. All right, Jason.
My first question is, how is your life going over the past couple of days and months?
Been all right. I mean, I've been pretty inactive with wrestling right now because I'm doing personal shit, making myself better, getting back in shape like I wanted to right now.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of making yourself better, right? Do you feel that everyone should have a self-care day? Do you believe in that?
Yeah. It shouldn't just be a day for yourself to take care of yourself. You should have as many days, weeks, months as you need. I've taken almost a year break from wrestling because it was just too toxic. Couldn't take it, so I left for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You gotta take care of yourself,
Yeah. Speaking of toxicity, so I'm assuming that it's affected you and your wrestling career, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
How has that affected you?
Sometimes it makes me feel like maybe I should leave wrestling for good one of these days and never return, disappear without telling anybody, like I have done in the past.
Mm-hmm. Does that weaken your mentality?
The toxicity, no, because I'm pretty toxic myself, as you can see in our group chats that we have. I'm pretty toxic, pretty arrogant, I got a pretty big ego.
Yeah.
But it's not like it's not like I'm trying to be personal. It's just I'm working on my wrestling talk and shit. I'm not trying to be toxic,
Mm-hmm. Speaking of wrestling, right? What is your goal for wrestling? Before you want to lace up the boots and call it quits, what's your goal?
Really, I got into wrestling because I was bored one day on Roblox. I was a noob. I made my second account. I joined and I saw this one dude, Austin Wrestling. That's my man right there. He started me off in wrestling. He gave me the opportunity at many championships that I've held at OPW. Go join OPW for real. It's a W Fed. But OPW, well, Austin got me into OPW, and he was booking me right for titles and stuff. So my goal is really to win the OPW world titles right now.
Oh, okay.
I haven't held the world
Nice
title.
to hear.
What you say, Jason?
I said nice to hear.
Yeah, Jason. Do you have your next question?
Um, is it true that you and KJ are actually brothers?
Yeah, we are twins from Warsaw, Poland. We are pretty like big old ego to each other.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he calls me. He's like, "You're my son," but yet I'm better than him. I got him started
Yeah,
in
I was gonna
wrestling.
ask you that. I was gonna ask you which one of y'all are better between the two.
Me, I'm better. If you come to one of our training sessions, you can see that I am better than he is.
Okay. Would you ever fight
But
him like in an actual fight? Would you ever fight your brother?
of course, man, that's like a big feud everybody wants to happen, like brother
Yeah.
versus brother. Every fight that me and him have been in, everybody knows we're brothers. They're like, "Yo, can we have a feud with you two?" Like one time, me and him were champions in a Fed together.
Mhm.
He was Universal, I held the world, and they're like, "Can we have a feud between you two fighting for both the titles?" And we were doing that, and then um, they just we didn't finish it lately.
So you said you would fight him, right? Would
Yeah,
you fight him, but the stipulation was a retirement? Would you retire your own brother from wrestling for good? Like he can't come back at all.
no, no, I wouldn't.
Do you think
That's my brother.
stick
I
with him?
can't.
Do you think he would retire you?
If I wanted anybody to retire me, it would be him. Like that. That's my man. That is my number one homie right now. He is he is the person I want to retire me for good.
Okay. Well, moving on from a wrestling, right? You mentioned how you took a break from it for like a year, right?
Close to a year, yeah.
And you talked about how you work out now and everything. So the question
Yeah.
is, what's your goal in life? We talk about your goal in wrestling. What's your goal in life?
Um, just to be the best person I can right now. I've been pretty shitty. I've been arrested a few times, which sucks, you know. I'm just trying to better myself, try to make myself better so I'm not getting as much legal trouble, getting out of the wrong like crowd right now.
Mhm. Have you ever thought about if you did turn your life to God? Do you think that would affect you?
Um, Probably would probably get me out of hanging out with like gangbangers and shit. Probably.
So why don't you do it?
Um, because my parents and my whole family just don't don't want to do that. I've read
But
the Bible a few
you
times.
don't have to follow the same footsteps your parents did. Maybe God has it where you and KJ are the only ones in your family who turn to God and to to really better yourselves. I feel like you should try that out. But you don't got to follow your family's footsteps.
I know that, but it's like so. As long as I live under their house, follow their rules, I can. I've been to church before when I was younger, and then we stopped going because my dad just didn't want to do it. So, like, we couldn't. But I've been to church a few times in my town.
Did you enjoy it?
Um, yeah, I enjoyed it. I've been to I was the only white kid in the church at that time, so
Did you feel some type of way?
I felt like it was telling me to stop hanging out with gangbangers, stop getting arrested, fighting, drugs, and all that.
Mhm. Speaking of drugs, do you take drugs?
I smoke weed, and I have an addiction to like weed and nicotine.
Oh,
Yeah.
what? Okay, that's interesting. What made you start that? Like, because some people have a reason why they
Um.
start.
All my friends did it, and so I thought I would try it, and it became an addiction. I smoke weed almost every day. I steal nicotine from people, like vapes and shit, all the time. I'm really trying to get out of that habit and stop vaping, at least for right now. That's my biggest focus, because that's going to be the harder part, because weed is kind of hard to find around where I live. So,
Again,
but I'm
you are following other people's footsteps. You need to take what's the word? What's the word? You need to take pride in yourself. Get your dignity back and stop this, because you know that's really bad for your lungs, right? Like really bad.
I know it is, but it's hard. It's hard to quit. I've tried before. I was good for like 5, 6 months, bro. I promise you, I've been trying, but it's hard right now.
It is hard to quit. However, like I said, if you turn your life to God, boom, just like that, it's gonna
Yeah,
end.
yeah, I know.
But anyways, moving
Yeah,
from there, I hope you can find a way to better yourself from smoking every day. But Jason, I know I've been taking up your time, so I'm gonna let you ask him some questions.
One thing I would like to ask is, where do you find yourself 10 or 20 years from now in life?
um, probably um trying to, in like 10 years, probably finding a good stable job. Maybe start trying to start a family, or just keep bettering myself until the time comes where I start a family.
Okay. Well, speaking of family, that brings me to a good point. As you just said, you smoke weed, right? And
Yeah,
you having a family, right? Don't you think you smoking would cause your kids to start? And you don't want that on your kids. You don't want your kids dying from something you could have been stopped years ago. So,
yeah, I know. But yeah, um, first I started smoking weed though because of my insomnia. Like I can't sleep like ever unless I'm high.
mhm.
So, but now it's just like I have to be high to feel happy and to do shit and stuff. Like I'll go to school high off my ass just to be able to at least pass my classes.
Mhm. I
Well,
understand. It's very rough trying to stop things like that, like addictions. But like I
Yeah.
said, I really hope you do find a way to get out of those addictions. But my next question is, what's my next question? Oh, since you said you don't, well, you do believe in God, but you don't like do all that stuff. Do you believe?
Practice.
Do you believe in a heaven and a hell?
Yeah, like right now, I know my grandma, grandpa, RP to them, are watching me from up in heaven right now, and I can't wait to go see them when the time comes.
Hmm. So, since you said you believe in that, if you were to die right now, would
Hmm.
you have any regrets in life?
Um, Probably, yeah, I have a few. Not being the best person I could be. Hanging out with like gangbangers, rapping shit like that, and smoking a lot, fighting, stealing, robbing. all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well,
Uh,
I asked Jason this in his podcast,
mhm,
and he had a very interesting answer. Let's say,
uh-huh.
right? Let's say you died, right?
Yeah.
Right now, and your soul, your body is in the ground. Your soul is going through the spirit realm, right?
Mm-hmm.
You are walking up the stairs to meet your creator, God. And God
Yeah.
has a list of everything you were supposed to accomplish, like, for example, be a millionaire, blah, 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 blah. And you tell God, that's not me. And God says to you, that was supposed to be, that's who you were supposed to be. And then what would go through your head through that moment? Like, this is like the God. And
Um, I would feel like I failed myself. I failed my family. I failed my friends. I failed God Himself. I failed everyone.
mhm. And then what if after that moment? So wait, no. What would you tell God in that case, in that scenario?
That's a good question right now. I was not expecting that. Um, Probably that I failed God as the person I was supposed to be. I failed Him. You know, I'm sorry I failed you, God. I'm really, really sorry, but I can't do nothing about it now.
Yeah. Okay. Now, even though He's the Almighty God and He has all this sympathy for us, He got to do what He got to do. And the Bible says, if you didn't pass His test, well, He don't say exactly this. Don't take my word from this, but He said it basically revolves around this. If you didn't pass what you're supposed to do, blah blah blah, He's gonna say these words. And in this scenario, He's telling you, I'm God right now, and you're Tay. He's telling you, depart from me, I never knew you. And if you know what that means, that basically means you failed God. And now
Yeah,
your soul is going back into that spirit realm, and like
yeah,
you are now entering hell, right? The
yeah.
devil's kingdom. And now you are about, let's just say, 5 seconds away from falling in the lake of fire. What it will go through
Hmm.
your mind? You see some of your friends burning and agony and pain, and you literally see them crying and weeping. And this is for eternity. It never is gonna end. But you're like 5 seconds before dropping into the lake of fire. What is gonna go through your mind? What would go through your mind if that happened?
Uh, Shit. This is what I get for not accomplishing what God wanted me to do. This is what I get. I had to serve the time, you know? Like I can't go back now. This is my fault. I gotta do it.
So don't you think you should change it now while you can, rather than you're gonna regret it later when you actually, perish? Because we all gotta leave. Ain't nobody staying there. You can't take nothing with you. You know, you gotta die. KJ gotta die. I gotta die. Jason gotta die. Everyone has to die. Roman Reigns gotta die.
Yeah,
Brock Lesnar. Anybody, everybody. So don't you think it's time to change?
yeah, yeah. It is, but I'm trying right now. That's why I've been so inactive right now.
So you're
That's why
trying.
I'll disappear. Yeah, that's why I've been disappearing out of like not talking as much in GCs and having an over like 5K notifications on Discord over shit. I'm changing. I'm inactive on everything, you know.
Yeah. Well, I really enjoyed this podcast, and we are about to hit that 20-minute mark. So, Tay, I really want to do a part two with you because I still got some more questions I want to ask you. But I thank you so much, so much for coming on the podcast. And I'm going to see you. Well, actually, hopefully we do see you. But how many likes is it going to take for you to get back on the podcast?
5 likes and I'll do it. I'll come back on.
5 likes and you're going to come back?
Yeah, I'll come back.
All right, back that up. Well, thank you so much for coming on the podcast on Spadecast, and we're gonna see you next time. Thank you, Tay.
You are welcome.
All right, peace out, Spade Gang. If y'all did enjoy this video, make sure you subscribe hit that subscribe button with your booty cheeks and slap that like button with your nipples. And I'll see y'all boys on the next one. And as Jason would say, toodles, friends.